Hello Live Wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today I'm making a flower ring using strung seed beads. I'm using 18 gauge and 24 or 22 gauge wire. I have strung seed beads, 6mm beads, and my tools. So we're going to start with about a 6 to 8 inch piece of 22 or 24 gauge wire. Give it a good little bend with the tweezer nose pliers, and to get the beads you just pull them off between your thumb and finger right off the string and pop them right on the wire. You could grab about 6 beads at a time depending on the size of the beads. This is much quicker and less stressful than beading them one by one. So I did 6 beads, and then I'm gonna get a few more. I'm going to do about a total of 10, depends on how big you want to make the flower, and then hold the beads in place with one hand, and with your thumb and finger just roll the wire around with the beads on it to make the curve, and then bend it straight back. And we're going to grab some more beads between our thumb and finger, keep them lined up, and slide that wire right through those beads. See how many we have, and make sure you have about 10, the same number of beads on each petal. Just slide them on there, and then just check and do the same thing. Hold them in place with one hand, and then just curve the beads on the wire around to form the petal. I have other tutorials making these larger as a pendant. So now we're just going to turn the wire around to finish the last one. I'm doing 5 petals, and we're going to bend one of the wires out. Just adjust it if you need to. And we need to connect the wires now. So we're going to bring one of the wires around, hold it firmly in place. We're going to actually use the round pliers to help that curve. I like to do that so it won't slip and get distorted, and then get the flat pliers to pull that wire around. So now we are going to just keep turning the wire around. Depends on how long your wires are. I need a bit longer wire on one side, so I just twist it a little further. And we're going to stick our 6mm miracle bead on there. And so now we're going to take the end, and we need to wind it through the flower to hold it in place. So just stick it through, grab it with your pliers, and give it a good little tug. So now just make sure it's nicely centered. Adjust the petals as you need. And so we have one wire going one way and one wire going the other way. Now we need to bend the wires to the back, straight back, and we're going to form the band. So take an 18 gauge piece of wire, about 3 inches, and put it around the ring mandrel one size less than what you want, because it does bounce back a bit. Now clip one end with the flush cutters and get our round pliers, and we're going to curve that end around to form a little loop. So we curve it around, and then we want it to be centered, so just bend it out a little bit so it's centered there. Just check the distance you're going to need between the loops, and do another little loop on the other side. So holding it with your round pliers, bring it around. This is very similar to the classic rings to make and sell tutorial. Just making a base with the 18 gauge wire, making some little loops, and then you can add anything you want in between those loops. So press them flat with the tweezer nose pliers. These are the Xuron tweezer nose pliers. I'll link up all my tools in the description below the video. Now make sure it's curved, so put it back on the ring mandrel. You can give it a little tap with the hammer if you want. And now we're going to put the ends of the wires from the flower through the loops so it's nicely centered. And grab the tweezer nose pliers and pull that end around through the band. You can wind it around 2 or 3 times. So flip it around, and we'll do the same on the other side, making sure you give it a good little tug so there's no slack in the wire. Just bring it around. 3 times is nice. And then just pull it right through, and the same on the other side. Going to make sure they're even on both sides. And then we're going to get our flush cutters and give it a good little clip on both sides. Get rid of the extra wire. And then just take your flat pliers and pinch in that little end. We don't want any little pokey ends. We're pinching them in together, and then we're going to give it just a wee little rotate to tighten it up and to make sure the pokey end isn't underneath. So give it a good little rotate, and that's nicely finished. So then we can put it back on the ring mandrel, do any last minute adjustments. Move the petals around a little bit if you need to. And there you have your beautiful beaded flower ring with the strung beads. And then if you would like to make an earring, you would just clip the wire ends, put on a little earring hook, and they make super cute earrings. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.